Hi, I'm James Schilling-Law. I'm here in ILTM Con. Once again, we're back here after almost 2 years, and I'm here with Tom Roundtree, who's the Vice President, Global Luxury Brands for InterContinental Hotels and Resorts. And this has been, believe it or not, a pretty incredible year for InterContinental and its brands. We're going to talk to Tom about being here at this show for the first time in a while, and then also about all that's going on with InterContinental Hotels and Resorts and all its luxury brands. And this is Insider Travel Report. Tom, first of all, it's great to see you again. We've been here a few times in Cannes, other places, but we've missed something the last couple of years, right?
We did, James, and it's not just the sunshine we've missed. Let me tell you that, being a Brit from London. No, James, it's so good to see you. Really great to be back at ILTM Cannes with so many industry friends and colleagues. Great to hear and great to see the energy and the spirit around international travel once again.
Yeah, well, I tell you, we can't walk a step in the Palais here, or even on the streets. I keep running in. You got to budget like about a 15 minutes extra because you're going to run into people you know, right?
That's right. I mastered the art of recognizing people from halfway up the nose upwards, right? As we're all adhering to wearing masks when we're in indoor spaces.
That is so true. I mean, you really, for a while, you're staring at it a little bit, and oh yeah, you. Okay, I got it. But it's been really fun, and in the middle of the night, you run into people. You never know. Now let's talk about InterContinental today, and first of all, talk about what are the brands that are luxury brands for InterContinental.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, under IHG Hotels and Resorts, we now have a stable of luxury brands, which is a very, very exciting space. So InterContinental Hotels and Resorts, the first brand within our portfolio. We then acquired the Kimpton brand in 2015.
Yeah, you've been running with that a lot.
We have indeed, and growing at a rate of knots, some exciting hotels around the world. Regent Hotels and Resorts as well, of course, and Vignette, which is one of our latest additions to the brand, to the portfolio, which we launched in summer of this year in the collection space. And of course, the iconic, incredible Six Senses brand within our luxury portfolio.
And that has been expanding. I was at a press conference earlier where we were talking about the expansion of Six Senses. You were really putting these wonderful properties everywhere in the world. But talk about, let's go backwards and go to the Vignette, that new brand. Tell us what that is.
Yeah, well, Vignette is a brand that's in the collection space. And what we've really seen is the desire for owners who are looking for a soft brand option or a collection brand option on their portfolio. So leveraging the power and the scale that IHG has, particularly with regards to its enterprise contribution. And then consumers, the guests, the customers are then looking for those individual iconic hotels around the world. So we developed the Vignette brand. It was launched in the summer, so developed through the pandemic period, launched this summer. I'm very excited. We actually opened our very first hotel yesterday, the Hotel X in Brisbane, that joined the first hotel to join.
It would have to be Australia. We can't go there yet.
It would, absolutely. I can't wait. I think it's a permission for us all then to travel to Hotel X in Brisbane. And then yesterday we announced a portfolio deal here in Europe, which sees a hotel in Vienna that will be joining the Vignette brand, as well as 2 hotels in the Algarve in Portugal. So we have a few hotels closer to home before we then get to Australia.
Well, you got those, and of course, you mentioned Six Senses have been growing like crazy. I can't keep track.
Yeah, Six Senses is a spectacular brand, and I was chatting to Neil Jacobs just a couple of days ago, actually, and we were talking about the success of the opening that we had in Ibiza during the course of the summer, and also very excited that Six Senses is going to be opening in Rome early next year, and also so is InterContinental. So if we look at one of the world's most visited cities around the world, having 2 incredible brands opening up there next year in Rome is going to be very, very special.
And there's a lot going on in the Roman hotel scene. Even 2 years ago they were, and there's really sort of, after the pandemic, it seems to be getting back into stream now. So we'll see what happens. But now, and then you got Kimpton, of course, which, boy, every time I turn around, you're opening up a Kimpton.
We absolutely are, absolutely. And we will never fail to disappoint you there, James. There'll be many more coming in the future. I think one of the ones I'm incredibly proud, many of the ones I'm very proud of, is the Kimpton Saint-Honoré in Paris, which opened up at the end of this summer, a spectacular hotel in the Opera District on Boulevard Capucine. directly opposite the InterContinental, the iconic hotel InterContinental.
Do you do this in pairs all the time?
Yeah, we pair up in every market we go to, Rome, Paris, everywhere we go. No, it's a fabulous location to be in. We're very fortunate to have 2 hotels on location. And InterContinental Paris-le-Grand has just completed its renovation. So a brand new Kimpton and a brand new renovated historic palace of the InterContinental.
And let's talk about the classic InterContinental Hotels and Resorts. I know you're still working with that and growing that brand, right?
I'm still working with that brand. I actually joined InterContinental 23 years ago. Can you imagine that? So absolutely, I'm personally still working with it, and it's an iconic hotel brand. I mean, if we think, I think it's very special. Actually, this year marks the 75th anniversary.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. It's the 70th. Hard to believe, 70 years.
25 years exactly since Pan American developed and launched One Trip, developed and launched the brand, and really was a pioneer of international luxury travel. Pan Am coming together and creating InterContinental.
That's the thing. Remember, there was once an airline called Pan Am. Those of us who know it, it was, and that's where InterContinental came from, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And then 75 years later, when the world is pressing reset on international travel once again, the InterContinental brand is celebrating its 75th anniversary. And as I said, continuing to grow with the properties such as Rome, I just mentioned.
There's no Pan Am now.
There's still an InterContinental.
Yeah, well, I always watch 2001 and I see the space plane with Pan Am and I'm like, what happened to that brand? Oh, I will say I keep calling it the Pan Am building in New York, I got to tell you. And actually in New York, you're talking about that, you've got a few properties there, right?
Yeah, we do, absolutely. So the iconic Barclay InterContinental.
Just sort of reopened recently, I think.
Yeah, that's
reopened.
Right. That's right. We had a renovation on there not so long ago. It's been open a little while now, but yeah, not so long ago. But also is one of our iconic flagship hotels that is being one of the flagships for the partnership that we have for the InterContinental 75th celebration. So we have a partnership with Piper Heidsieck, Champagne, and also with the botanist Islay Gin. And we have recreated a new classic. So you're probably familiar, I'm sure you're familiar, James, with the cocktail, the French 75.
Yep, absolutely, I've heard of it.
I think you and I both
had a few the other 2 years ago. Where have you been the last 2 years? We have to have another.
I've been cocktail making last year. So we've created, off the fame of the French 75, we've done a cocktail reimagined, the InterContinental 75, working with Piper Heidsieck and the botanist. And this is now being featured and served in over 130 of our InterContinental hotels around the world, with lots of animation and packages that our guests can enjoy.
Anything else you want to tell us about the brands or the activities around the anniversary?
Yeah, I would love to. Thank you for that. So not all drinks, although drinks is a really good place to start, particularly in our industry. But we today, just this morning, actually announced a partnership with Claire Luxton, who's an incredible contemporary artist in London. And working with Claire, we have done a depiction which is an outside installation on InterContinental London Park Lane in digital graphics that is all about the celebration of our travel through flora and fauna. So depicting some of the countries and markets that we're present in around the world, and that was something we're very proud of and very excited to see that in light.
It'll be great to see that. And where can you see that?
Well, it is online, but you need to come to London, come and stay with us, James. So you can actually see
I was just in London, but sadly I didn't. But I will be back. I love London, and it was amazing to finally be back after 2 years, 3 years actually. And definitely the next time I get to there, I'll take a look at your property. It'd be incredible to see. Now, anything else you want to tell? We go out to 95,000 travel advisors out there in the market. What do you want to tell them? A lot of them sell luxury travel.
Well, first of all, I think I'd like to say a massive thank you. The last couple of years has been hard for all of us, and I think I'm just so proud and impressed with how our industry's pulled together and really has, whether it be competitors, whether it be suppliers, partners such as yourselves, we've all come together and we've endured. We've seen over the course of the last 2 years people's passion for travel, and that will never go away. So I think just from the bottom of heart, from behalf of IHG Hotels and Resorts, massive thank you for everything you do, for your loyalty and your commitment to our brands and to our industry.
Tom, I want to thank you for taking the time on this beautiful sunny day in Cannes. It started a little rainy this morning, but we're back to sun in Cannes. Even in December, it's a nice place to be. Great to see you again back here in Cannes, and let's hope we don't have one of these little pauses again.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed. It's great to see you again. Thank you for the opportunity.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.